Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my 2015 beauty top dogs, the holy grails, the things that I absolutely cannot live without. This was so hard to do, and I am forewarning you, I have a ton of stuff here, so this is going to be a long video. Get yourself a pop and sit down. Now with this video, it was so hard for me to narrow things down, and I'll probably say why with a few things here and there, but it was insane, and yeah, I just have a whole lot of stuff. So I'm gonna start off with skincare, and with that, I am going to say, cannot live without this. This is my Clarisonic Smart Profile. The regular Clarisonics clean 6 times better. This one cleans 11 times better than hands alone, and it made such a difference in my skin. It's got a turbo button for the extra oomph if you need it somewhere, and I use this every single day. Even with my Retin-A skincare, I use this. Love this guy. Speaking of the Retin-A, I needed to add that in the video. I don't know why I didn't grab that. So that is definitely part of my 2015 holy grails. It made the biggest difference in my skin. If you guys have been following me, heck, you could go look back at my skin 4 or 5 months ago and look now and you see. So that's definitely a favorite. Again, with skincare, the Philosophy Purity Made Simple One-Step Cleanser, the best of the best. This guy does not dry out my skin, but I feel like I am clean, and that is so important. This with my Clarisonic is perfection. Moving on to things we do underneath our makeups, also known as primers. I have 2 here. This is one of the ones that was hard for me because I switch up my primers a lot, and I like to use like Refined Zone with this guy, and I like to use my Dior one and whatnot. But what if I had to only pick 2 that I could not, I couldn't take anything else, it would be the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in Smoothing. This guy is the bomb.com for my pores. Cannot deal with not having this in my life. Love this guy. And then for hydration, the Marc Jacobs Undercover, this has the longest name, Invisible Undercover Primer, coconut, whatever. It's a coconut primer. And it's so hydrating, so soft to the touch. I love this guy. So 2 favorites of 2015 are definitely these 2. For foundations, again, there's several that I love, but I narrowed it down to 2. One full coverage and one light to medium. And surprisingly, this is just crazy to me because I have not loved and been obsessed with a MAC foundation in a while. I was all about some Dior Star and whatnot, but these 2, no. These 2 are my favorite of life. And this is the Studio Water Weight. This is a light to medium coverage serum foundation. It moves with your skin. It's absolutely gorgeous. Hydrates, but also controls oil. This one is perfection, and I've never liked a light coverage foundation until this one. Full coverage is the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. So waterproof. I wear this on my motorcycle. My face still looks like this when I pull off my helmet after sweating, I'm riding a motorcycle. And it lasts all day long. It is absolutely perfection, and it's great for just about anybody. Your dry skin, unless you're like flaky dry, this is great because the nourishing factor that means it's hydrating, and it's great for oily skin. It's freaking perfect. Use this with a beauty blender and you're gonna love the way your skin looks. Speaking of beauty blender, definitely fell in love with this in 2015. I hadn't used it before then. I didn't understand the hype behind a sponge, and now I get it. There's absolutely nothing that I will use on my face for my concealer other than this guy. Sometimes I will use a brush, and I will talk about one in a second, but this guy is amazing. You use it damp, and it just picks up anything that's extra on your skin so you don't end up like with a cake face. But for concealer, there's nothing. I will not use anything else but a beauty blender to buff out my concealer. Brushes. Now I have already put out a favorite brushes video, but I want to talk about a couple that I absolutely cannot live without. If you take these brushes away from me, I will cut you, so don't touch them. The very first one is probably my favorite brush I have out of my entire collection. And it's just because of how smooth it makes my powder look. And this is the Sephora Pro. This is the number 60 all over face powder brush. It's so dense. I have had this for a long time. It does not shed hairs. I don't have any issues with it. And I press my powder in with this. It's huge. It gets the job done quickly. But with the way it applies the powder, it just makes it look so freaking smooth. So I love this guy, and I can't deal if I don't have this. Favorite foundation brush is the MAC Oval 6. It looks like a toothbrush, but this guy applies foundation absolutely beautifully. I know there's another range out there, things Artiste or something like that. Have not tried those just because, I mean, I've got this, so why do I need to grab a bunch more? But, you know, whatever. This guy is perfect. It does liquid and powder foundations flawlessly. For this one, I grabbed 3. They're basically all the same, and I just washed them and I just used this guy. So a dual fiber blending brush that I use every single day. I go in with my MAC 187 or my dual fiber. This one is from Real Techniques, or this one was limited edition and it's the MAC 139. All dual fibers, and I take this and I just swirl it around my face so that it makes you look more airbrushed. It makes all of your contour, your blush, your highlight, everything kind of look a little bit more seamless and not like such a harsh line. I do not ever do my makeup without doing this at the end. My ride or die powder for this year has been MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish. This guy is absolutely stunning. The texture that it leaves on your skin is like velvet. It is so smooth, it's so beautiful, and I have like 5 backups of this. The powder that I use to set my concealers are the ambient lighting powders. Now, if you watch my videos before, I was using diffused light, and I just recently found this one. This was ambient light. But these powders are perfection for brightening it, your under eye, all the highlight up, but without adding like texture to your skin. They are so finely milled. They're stunning. And I get asked all the time, what are you using to set your concealer? Girl, it's this. These are impeccable. And I use my damp beauty blender and pop it over top, and you just don't get any better than this. I picked only 2 blushes for my favorites. If you guys watch my videos, you already know MAC Gingerly is my jam. I have to try not to put this blush on because I wear it so much, and every time I wear this, people are like, what's on your cheeks? I'm like, well, I've got contour, bronzer, highlight, and blush. Which one are you talking about? But it's usually Gingerly. Love this color, and it's by MAC. My second favorite is the Mood Exposure by Hourglass. Again, these powders are absolutely stunning. If you pick anything up from Hourglass for your face powder-wise, you're going to love it. Now, this topic was especially hard for me. Yeah, I had a difficult time with this. Highlighters. Do you guys even know how many highlighters I have? It's bad. So I had to narrow it down. I picked one for the absolute, like you want the most dramatic highlight, and then the natural one. And I'm still in my head, I'm like, I could have picked this one, or I could have picked this one. I use this one all the time. There's several that I use all the time, but I had to narrow it down for just the sheer fact that you guys don't want to be here for an hour. So the first ones are the Pressed Shimmering Skin Perfectors from Becca. That's just so hard. Like, why can't it be just, it's a highlighter. So these are amazing. There's only really been one that I've tried that I haven't loved. But yeah. So my 2 favorites are Pearl and Moonstone. Pearl is a super, super duper bright white, and it's absolutely stunning. And then Moonstone is kind of like a champagne-y color. And I've used the heck out of this guy, but any of them, they have a range for skin tones. These are like, bam, you are highlighted to the gods. Now, for one that I use when I want something softer, my favorite is probably, well, it is probably, is the Highlight 01 from Laura Mercier. Super, super smooth, very light on the skin, so it gives you that glow from within without it being chunky and a highlight mess on the side of your cheeks. This one is really nice if you do not want it to be like bling. my favorite bronzer is actually limited. However, it is still on the site right now. So it's in the goodbye section of the MACcosmetics.com. And this is Delicates from the Sculpting Bronzing Powder. Yeah, Studio Sculpt Defining Bronzing Powder. And I've got a lot of people telling me that, you know, well, MAC has sculpting, yes, it's not the same. My feelings on that powder are just not the same as my feelings on this powder. This guy is amazing, and the color on this is absolutely stunning. Now, if you don't want to grab something that's limited because, well, you're going to run out and then you're going to be really, really sad, I would say go with the Makeup Forever. So these are the two beside each other. The color is not exact. However, the formula is really, really, really close. So I have been using this. This is actually what I have on my face today because I didn't want to keep shoving this down you guys' throats. But I love this one. This one is my favorite. But if I had to pick a second one to, just because it's so close to the formula of the other one, I would say try this one out. This one is really good. And the one shade I have is 20M. I think the most popular is 30M, but I'm not that dark, so I grabbed 20M. And M stands for matte. However, I would not say that it's matte. It's more of like, it's like a gel. It's really cool. And then the I stands for iridescent. Have not tried those. I got 20M. From bronzer to contour. And you guys are, yeah, I love this one. Can you see how much I've used this guy? I love this guy. Now, I wish that I could just get this whole pan with just this shade. This is the Marc Jacobs, whoa, what do they call this guy? Instamac Light Filtering Contour Powder. You think I would know that by now. I'll just pick it up and put it on. But I love this shade right here. I might end up buying it again just because I love this. Don't really use this one. I could use it when I was really dark in the summertime, but other than that, I can't. But my second favorite is the MAC Taupe Blush. So super gray tone. This is amazing to use. So I kind of switch back and forth between those two. So definitely my two favorite contour shades of 2015. I had to narrow down my favorite concealer. That was difficult because I go through like 2 or 3 that on a normal basis. But this one is definitely my favorite. If I had to pick one and never use anything else again, it would be the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Full Coverage Concealer. Love this guy. I don't find it drying, but it's not overly moisturizing or hydrating either. It's just perfection. That is what I have on right now, and it just brightens up my face so well. Now I have like 4 eyeshadow palettes. That's pretty well out of my like 30 or 40 that I have. So I narrowed it down to 4. The first 2 are definitely, you guys already know, Visart. I have 3, but these 2 are my favorite. The neutral mattes and the dark mattes are absolutely perfection. They blend out so well, and I love that they are all mattes. If you have not tried Visart, I definitely suggest them. Then this palette I was so excited about this when it came out, and it did not disappoint. I use this quite often. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. Again, all mattes, but you have a section for neutrals, cool tones, and warm tones, and they're perfection. They last all day for me. They blend out like a dream, and could not live without this palette. The last palette is a MAC palette. This is the Warm x15. This guy is so stunning. I use this on a regular basis, and these colors as well. You only get 3 or 4 permanent shades, and everything else you can only get in this palette. This section, like, take away this and all those, I love them, especially this shade right here. It is absolutely gorgeous. And the price on that guy is perfect too, because it is half the price of like filling something up by itself. It's $10 a shadow, so that's $150. It is $8 for the palette itself, and then $2 for the insert, so that's $170. And the palette is $85, so not bad at all. So let's talk about lipsticks. I have 2 favorite lipstick formulas. And I'm going to say formulas because I could not narrow these down, because are we going to talk about colors that I love the most? Or are we going to talk about neutrals? So I just grabbed 4 and we're going to talk about them. So MAC matte lipsticks are my favorite mattes I think I've ever tried. Not saying I've tried everything, but I love them, and for the price, they're amazing. My two favorite neutrals are MAC's Velvet Teddy, and then obviously, I love this one. You cannot get it in the store, but you can get it online. This is MAC's Yash, and that color is amazing. I love that one. So MAC matte lipsticks in general, and then NARS Audacious lipsticks. These guys are so, like, I don't even know how to describe this formula. They're long lasting, non-drying, they're not matte. It's like a mix between a matte and a satin. And I'll show you two that I wear a lot. This one is Deborah, so this is a darker color here. And then we have NARS Anna. I have talked about this one before. And that's a pretty pink neutral shade. Love those two. So just the formula in general, love them. Liquid lipsticks. Now, I have MAC's liquid lipstick on right now, but I haven't had those long enough to sit here and say, oh, it's my favorite 2015. I mean, I just got them. So we're going to talk about my three favorite colors. And my first one is Dose of Colors in Stone, this guy right here. And Brick would have been on this list too, but mine turned, and I don't know if that's a problem like with the formula or if it was just mine. So that would have been on the list because I used it a lot. But because it turned, I'm not putting it on the list. I'm just going to talk about it, apparently. But Stone from Dose of Colors. And then this is probably like taboo to talk about, but I don't care. I do my own thing. Lime Crime's Faded. This color is like a purple pink, and I'm obsessed with it. If you don't like Lime Crime, just don't buy them. And then Cashmere. You don't even know. There's no dupes for Cashmere. Even if you can find a similar kind of color, in my opinion, the formula just has not been good. But those are my three favorites. Love these colors. And again, Brick would have been in there, but Brick had to be a little and turn on me. So these three. Now, I'm not typically a lip gloss kind of girl, but these two formulas are everything to me. The first ones are by Lorac. These are the Alter Ego glosses. And two specifically, I loved Goddess. It's a purpley shade right here. And then CEO. I wore CEO like a crazy person. So easy just to pop on your lips when you don't feel like messing with lipstick. That color is so pretty. And then this one is limited, and if you got your hands on it, go you, because these are everything. These are from These are from MAC, and it's the Vampify collection. I wanted to show you guys this red one. They are so pigmented and rich and I love. Look at that. Look at that though. This would be so cute on what I have on right now. I don't want to waste it though. But if MAC could just make these permanent, my life would be complete. Well, that and one other thing. And that one other thing would be the Dazzle shadows that they came out with the La Disco collection. MAC, you're killing me because I want to wear these every single day and I can't. And it's funny because when I seem to pop these on my eyes and do a video, you guys are like, please do a look, like recreate that look and do a video. I'm like, I can't, you guys, because I kind of use this guy right here, which is I Like to Watch, or Boom Boom Room. So yeah, they are so pigmented and beautiful, but you don't have to try and use glitter glues and whatnot to get them to adhere to your eye. They are so gorgeous. Again, MAC, make them permanent. Skipping back to lipsticks again, because I forgot to mention this and I don't even know how I did that. I cannot live without MAC's Prep and Prime Lip Primer. I cannot wear a liquid lipstick. I cannot wear a matte lipstick without this. My lips get too dry, they crack, and it's a nasty mess. This prevents that. It conditions my lips, but without changing the effect of the lipstick. You just have to let it set and get a little bit tacky and then pop on your lipstick. Your lips look smoother and the cracking does not start happening. It is phenomenal. For brows, I have two products that I use absolutely every day, and that is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. There's just nothing that compares. Nothing, absolutely not. I am willing to spend the $21 on this. every month. I don't care. I love this guy. And then the MAC waterproof brow set, I use the tinted ones, and it just keeps my brows how I want them. It keeps my brow hairs up so I'm not doing any peace signs, adds a little bit more color to them, and yeah, these are everything. Every day, all day. 2 more products, you guys, and then we have an unfavorite. So my last 2 are Max Fix Plus. I love this, not a setting spray, but it does finish off your makeup. It makes everything look much more like skin. So if you're putting a bunch of powder on, it makes it look more skin-like. It hydrates your skin, and it just makes it look absolutely gorgeous. And then the last thing is Kenra's hairspray in volume spray, super hold finishing spray, number 25. I can kind of substitute some things with my hair, like if I forget something and I'm traveling and I need to switch it out, I can do that. Not with my hairspray though. If I use another hairspray, I hate my hair, I want to wash it out and just leave it dry. That hairspray keeps my hair like up, but without being like crunchy and nasty. But it has great hold. I don't know what superpowers are in that, but it's amazing. You guys, this is day 3 on my hair. Haven't washed it. I woke up and shook the back of it, sprayed it again, and we're taping. So that tells you it's amazing. And then last for my unfavorite. So little quick backstory before I tell you what this is. I was noticing that my pores were looking more and more enlarged, and I didn't know why. I was like, what am I doing? What is going on? And I finally figured it out, and this breaks my heart to say because this is a great product. It is not a great product for me, and I have put this in my favorite videos before, so I apologize. This is Laura Mercier's translucent setting powder, and everybody and their mother talks about it, and for good reason. This formula is truly great. It's going to be great if you want to set your under eye concealer. I have a powder though that I like for that. It is great for baking. I don't do that. And it's also great for right here, unless you have large pores like I do. Because I kept noticing that my pores were getting really, really big, and it was like they were agitated, and I was starting to get like little breakouts, and I didn't know why. And the only thing that I put right there is this guy. Oh, aside from the normal. So I started getting online and looking to see if anybody else had problems. And apparently, I'm not saying this is true. I'm saying this is what I read, that it has pore clogging or irritating ingredients in it. One day not using this, it was happier. 1 week not using this, and my pores were back to normal. So sadly, I won't be using this guy anymore, but it will go in my kit because I know a lot of people love it, and it does do a beautiful job. It is a good powder, but it's not for anybody who has issues with it for their pores. So if you notice that, it might be this guy, sadly. Anywho, that is it for my 2015 favorites, my ride or dies, like I've said 1,000 times in this video. Sorry if I repeated that a lot. I think I did, but anyway, they are my ride or dies. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. And then tell me, what were your favorites of 2015? I love to read those. I like to see if I have missed something because I like trying new products. And I will see you guys again soon. Bye.